This one's going to be on nvlc. It's basically VLC with an ncurse interface, mainly for command line users. So I'm just going to show you some examples of why I would use this in different situations here. So one reason I would use this for, if I type out ls here. So let's say if I'm in a folder and I have all these MP3s, and I want to look at it real quick, instead of like open up my CMOS, music program or something like that, I just use VLC for just the files within that folder only. So if I type in nvlc and I do star.mp3, it's just gonna look up all the MP3s and load it into VLC here. And by default, it shows you these shitty colors, which I don't like. So hit Q to quit out of that. We'll do the same thing, but we're gonna do just dash dash no color, and it'll just show us black and white, which is much better. I usually do like the colors, but that color scheme just looks stupid. Okay, so use black and white here, and you can see that it looks prettier. Well, in my opinion. If you want to learn like the hotkeys, you hit H, and you can see that some of the hotkeys you want to know is H and capital P for going back to the playlist. And if you want to quit something, you hit Q, capital Q, I mean, and escape. Other stuff, let me see here. Like this one, slash is to look for an item. So let's say, for example, we go back to our playlist here. If I hit slash and I'm looking for Ryu, you can see that it says find here, and you type in Ryu, it'll go to Ryu here, and you push enter, and then you push enter again, and it'll start playing that song. And up top here, I'll tell you, what file is playing, the state of it, the position, the volume, and then this one is the progress bar here, basically. So that's one reason I would use it for. It's just to play all your MP3s, and I think you can play OGS and all these other formats. Okay, since it's VLC. The next thing I would use it for is, let's say you have a zip file, right? And inside it's just MP3s. Let me show you here. It's just MP3s inside it here. Right, inside this, you can see that it's just a couple MP3s that I got. And instead of extracting the zip file, I can just use what we did before. What was that? No color, but this time we're just gonna put in Street Fighter .zip, and you can see that it will load this one too, and you just play the song like you normally do, but within the zip archive, right? Anyways, let's quit out of that. So that's the two things I would use that for. The next thing is for CD players. It can be used as a CD player, although not a lot of people own CDs anymore, but I have an example here. So we'll do the same thing, but instead of doing any files, we'll just do cdda, and that will connect to your your CD player, and then colon // here, push enter, and basically it's connecting to my CD driver here. And in a minute, it'll find my Killer Instinct CD. And if you have metadata enabled on your VLC, it'll actually go out on the internet and find the metadata of those tracks, and it will fill it in. You can see that all the names are filled here. If you didn't have it enabled, all you have to do is delete your old configurations and then start up the GUI VLC, and it will tell you like, hey, do you want for us to look at the internet for metadata or something like that, and they'll give you a little checkbox. Make sure that thing is enabled. Okay. Anyways, that's how I would use the second thing for, or is it the third thing? Yeah, the MP3s, the zip, and then the CD player. So that's the third thing. The last thing I would use this for, I mainly use this for audio, but you can use it for videos, and all that stuff because it's VLC. But the last thing I'll use it for is podcasts, whether it be audio podcasts or video podcasts. So, I'll give you an example here. Let's open up my ZSHRC here. So, make the two of these. So, what the hell was that command? There we go. So, if I do nvlc dash no color and dash capital S, and then podcast, if I spell it right, podcast dash URLs, and all you gotta do is find the RSS link of the podcast you're using for. It doesn't work with all the RSS, but the ones that it does work with, it will load up. So for example, I have this one, like the MMA hour. I can copy this and then put this in quotations here, and basically this one will load up the RSS of that podcast. And the good thing about this, instead of like using Newsbuter or something like that, you don't have to download it. It just streams it to your computer. Because I really hate downloading the podcast. It takes too fucking long. I like to stream it, and this is what it does. So if I just hit enter, it'll just stream me from that server or whatever. You can see it streams it, and now it's playing. Although you're not hearing anything because I don't want to get copyright and shit. But yeah, this is what it'll do. It'll show you all the files within the RSS, right? And now by default, well, not by default, but if you want to do just one, that's how you do. But if you want to do like multiple RSS feed in one go, then all you do is hit the pipe sign, and then you add in your next feed here. Copy this sucker, we'll paste it in here. So now you have 1, and then you have 2 here, right? And if you want to do more, just hit the pipe sign and continue on. So if I do this one, it will actually have 2 RSS feed for this. So you see it has the MMA hour, but if you go all the way down, you have Mintcast, right? And then you can stream this sucker too, and I'll just stream it from their server. Now the thing why I don't like doing multiples is that I don't know how you would collapse it, because by default it doesn't collapse it, it just expands all of it. So it's really annoying to navigate to them. And the hotkeys, there's no hotkeys to collapse or navigate to them, as far as I can tell. So quit out of that. So I tend to just use just one only. Okay. So those are audio podcasts. You can do it for videos too. Like I have some revision 3 stuff here. So for example, I use Captain Reitman's videos, and we'll delete this stuff here. And just to show you that you can do it with videos also, we'll paste in her RSS feed, right? And you hit enter, and you can see that now you have videos. So you can hit enter, and it'll actually play with VLC, right? And this is streaming. You're not downloading anything. So that's that. Those are some of the reasons I would use nvlc for. And if you haven't used this before, it comes with VLC itself, so you don't have to download any extra stuff. If you have VLC installed, which you should anyways, then you already have it. Now if you want to get more help on it, what the hell was that? Let's do this again. nvlc dash capital H, and I'll show you all the information you need to know. It's way too many things, so just do what I said with all those examples I gave you. Anyways, nvlc, go use it if you haven't done so already. That'll be it for this one.